Alright you guys, starting up today actually with the F100. Before we get to that, this thing is having a random issue. Drove it like 3 days ago, perfectly fine, parked on my driveway out of nowhere. We have zero ignition, either ignition or fuel pressure, but I'm pretty sure it's an ignition issue, as I'll show you here. I do have the neutral safety switch bypassed. A couple of you guys commented on that. I do not have to put my foot on the clutch to start it, and it doesn't matter if you do it with or without it. As you can see, we have zero ignition for some weird reason, so I'm going to tackle that today and figure out why the hell my daily doesn't really want to do daily things. Instead of this piece of junk, we're going to take an actual reliable vehicle like the F100, because it always runs. So I see you guys' comments. You guys are all talking about how I don't film with this thing anymore. Now bring the F100 back, which I get it, and I've kind of gotten to that point where I'm like, okay, I might not fix the motor tomorrow, but I can at least film stuff with it, and I can still drive it, so I'm going to drive it. Obnoxiously loud fuel pump. Let me show you what a real reliable vehicle sounds like. There we go. Oh yeah, you hear that, you big piece of junk? You should learn how to do that. Oh, this thing sounds so good, I love it. Do a little pull, see if this thing still got it in it. So I can do this one-handed. Oh my god. Jeez, this thing is so much faster than my Mustang, it's stupid. That thing did not grip at all in second gear. Wow. I love this thing. Alright, so I just stopped by the post office. I got a couple packages from my buddy Eugene, so I'm gonna go and open them up real quick. I have a feeling I know what this one is. I think we talked about this one. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Oh, we got another Mustang shirt. I like that one. One's simple. But yeah, he was saying he wanted to give me a gray one so it's not so hot. Good idea, it's pretty hot. None of my cars have air conditioning, so I appreciate the hell out of that. And then I'm not sure what this one is. Eugene's hooking me up with all the Mustang swag. Look at that. I got a little keychain we can put on our key ring. Well, that's pretty cool. This thing's heavy. It's got some weight to it. That thing's fully metal. That's rad. Thanks, Eugene. I appreciate it, buddy. If you guys ever feel the need to send me anything, I'll put the P.O. box somewhere up on the screen. It's in the description of every single one of my videos. It's there for you to use it if you want to reach out to me. Those of you guys who do, I greatly appreciate it. Alright, just stopped by our good old never any parts available. And we picked up some fuel flush stuff so I can flush out the fuel tank in the Galaxy before I put it back in. And the freaking wheel tubs in that thing used up almost an entire tube of seam sealer. So I'm going ahead and bought another one so I don't have to run out in the second one. And so I'm going to head back home. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and seam seal that thing up real quick, finish up that tub. I'm pretty much done. It's already welded in. I just gotta seam it and paint it and be done with it. And then we'll start doing some other stuff in the Galaxy, but I really should probably figure out why the hell my Mustang doesn't start. That's kind of concerning, considering I didn't do anything but park it there, and then just 3 days later, magically, it's like, I'm not gonna work, you know? Screw you. You don't have a daily. I'm a project car at the end of the day, and I'm gonna ruin your life. So that's what the car's doing, so I'm gonna try to go fix it. And knowing my luck, I'll probably be back here in about 2 hours. All right, so we're back. We're gonna work on the Foxbody a little bit. The one thing that I realized is I'm kind of looking through a bunch of other Foxbodies, like checklist of what you would do when these things don't start. It might be the inertia switch in the back. The reason I say that is because when I parked this thing here after I got the sheet metal when we built the wheel tubs, I have to kind of slam the trunk to get the trunk to actually shut in this car. So I think if anything, what happened is me dropping the trunk hard enough might have actually set the inertia switch and tripped it. So I'm gonna actually open the trunk, see if I trip that switch. Hopefully that fixes it. If it's something that dumb, I'm gonna laugh. It's gonna be kind of funny. Kind of sucks at the same time. All right, so unfortunately it wasn't the inertia switch. It's kind of a lucky guess. I figured it would, but I was wrong. So now I'm checking other things inside the distributor. The cab doesn't look like it's in that great a shape. You can see some of the arcing marks on all of the actual like probes there. So I think I need a new cap. I'm hoping it's something as simple as a cap, but you would figure even if they have a bunch of corrosion on them, the thing would at least start or try to run or do something. I'm not really sure, but inside here it doesn't really look that great. I mean, I've definitely seen worse, so go ahead and sand off some of these contacts, try to clean them up a little bit, see if that helps. I'm just gonna keep going through the checklist, I guess. All right, so I think we've narrowed it down a little bit. I've talked to a couple friends that know a lot more about these cars than I do. So you have a TFI and a PIP sensor inside the distributor module on these OBD1 cars. So I have voltage when the key is on going to the coil, have it going into the distributor, have it going into the TFI. So when I pulled this plug off, basically your wiring diagram, the bottom three are the important ones here, which I was told. So the bottom one is our ground, the middle one I think is the negative coil wire, and then the third one up is the positive. So basically when I take voltage between the ground and the negative when the key's on, I do have voltage going to this plug. It tells me that the TFI sensor right here is not telling the distributor or the coil to actually work. What I was recommended to do is just go to O'Reilly's, pay like 90 bucks or something like that, and they sell the whole distributor, because this one does need a cap, which you guys saw. It's a little bit crusty inside there. You can basically pull the whole distributor out. Comes with the TFI, comes with the PIP, comes with the distributor, comes with the cap, comes with the rotor. It's all one big shot. I can just replace it all in one shot, time it, put it at top dead center. That's what I think I'm gonna do. That seems like a logical solution. My buddy Chris was like, just do that. I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's or Napa or AutoZone or somewhere and see if I can get a distributor unit with everything in one big shot. I think I'm also gonna pick up an OBD1 scanner to see what kind of codes this turd has, because I have a feeling it has a lot, and start actually making this thing a little bit more reliable, because it's supposed to be my daily. All right, so we got a distributor ordered for this thing. Hopefully that fixes it. I imagine it would. I mean, that's a lot of components to the ignition system being swapped out. One, I put an MSD coil in it initially because I had one lying around. That didn't fix it, so at least we'll have all new ignition stuff. And some finally went down. It's not 95 degrees anymore. You can see just from it sitting there. Where is it? There, now you can see the oil leak right underneath the truck. It's been sitting there for like 20 minutes. Just one of those things I got to deal with until I fix it. Doesn't mean I can't drive it. You can see it's been sitting for a while, so it's a little dirty. Look at that. It's crazy. I usually have this thing like show car clean. Look at it. Looks like crap. For my own standards, this is disgusting. So I think I'm gonna detail this whole thing tonight. I think I'm also gonna take that SVT supercharger that we got. I'm gonna start cleaning that thing up. It does feel good to get out and drive this thing. If your car like physically doesn't run, or like it has a rod knock or something like that, I get that. But this thing, it's not like a catastrophic issue. So if it doesn't have a catastrophic issue, if it has a little bit of blow by, if it has a little bit of oil leaks, if it has this, if it has that, drive it. Who cares? So we're gonna start driving this thing some more. We are gonna take it to Cruising Ground this Friday. So I'm just gonna enjoy it. Why not? It works, drive it. Alright, we got this thing all cleaned up, at least the engine bay area. I forget how nice this thing is. I did take a lot of time to make sure that this engine bay came out the way I wanted. I'm a big engine bay guy, as a lot of you guys know, so this thing is honestly cleans up pretty well. It could be better. There's things that I want to fix here and there. But the reason I would recommend actually like cleaning and going through your engine bay from time to time is you'll find stuff like this. I did not think that was going to be loose. That's kind of weird. So let's tighten that up. That could have created a pretty big problem. So it doesn't help to check everything every once in a while. Alright guys, so I got the blower from the Focus up on the workbench. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by degreasing everything like I normally would, but I don't want to obviously hose off the blower because I don't want to put water all over it for no reason. Get it in the throttle body, get it in the blower blades, anything like that. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just clean it with degreaser right now. Then I'm going to split the blower from the intake and then do some aluminum brightener on this thing. So I'm going to take some before shots and then come back to you guys after when it's all cleaned up. Alright guys, last night I got this thing all cleaned up. You can see how good it looks. Look at that thing, looks brand new. Just a little bit of cleaning, nothing crazy. Just wiped it all down, put some aluminum brightener on the intake. I think that thing looked pretty good, but not bad for being, I think this thing came out in 2004, so I mean it's like, what, 16 years old? So, but yeah, the whole kit's all there. I posted it up in a focus group and I had two guys offer me full price, which was $2,000 for this thing, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna go. No sense in me keeping stuff that's just gonna sit on a shelf, because I got plenty of crap that's sitting around that I need to get rid of, so. Kind of reached that point where I have a lot of stuff, and I'm not a hoarder by any means, but like I have a lot of really good stuff for a lot of really good cars that I've just acquired over the years, but I think it's time I kind of go through and get rid of a bunch of stuff, just kind of thin out the herd, you know? So it's the next day, we're gonna go ahead and finally fix this thing. I think I know what it is. I went ahead and I picked up a distributor, so they had to order it in, so it's the next day and I went ahead and got it. So whether it's the PIP TIF sensor or distributor cap rotor, I don't know what it is, you can get the whole damn thing for $100 at O'Reilly's. So that's what I did. So I'm gonna swap the whole thing out because of wreck. Because cap and rotor weren't in great shape anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it at top dead center, put the #1 plug where I want it, and go ahead and pull this thing out. Just do a straight swap. I don't know, this whole Foxbody thing is so new to me. Everything's so much different but the same. So while I'm doing that, Sam's borrowing my fender roller tool on his so very stock Subaru that totally looks completely stock, but it's not completely stock. But yeah, his tires are a little bit too big, so he's rolling those out. But yeah, you can see this thing's all set up for the track. I'm gonna try to sucker this kid into going around autocrossing with me. Is it working? Looks like it's doing its thing.
Slowly.
Yeah, that's the thing about it.
My wheel is kind of an odd shape, so it's not rolling the back as much as it's rolling the front.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it kind of was with the Foxbody, because it's like, it's not perfectly round, it's just kind of like flat towards the top. But I have been dailing the F100, which has been kind of rewarding, but man, it's expensive to drive that thing. I forgot how expensive it was. Alright, so I got the 2 distributors on the bench. The good thing is that this one specifically doesn't look like it had any wear. Any uneven wear at least. You can see it's pretty much even all the way through, like it's right in the middle, which is good. So what I'm gonna do is take a caliper and make sure that the distance between the bottom and the gear are identical between these two. I'm also noticing right here, you can kind of move these things up and down just a little bit. So you can kind of see it has a little bit of movement. This guy I noticed has a little bit more movement than the other one, so I'm gonna make sure that those are identical, because this obviously worked. Well, it did work. It doesn't now, because I'm pretty sure I killed this sensor on the side of it. I'm gonna keep this as a spare distributor. Now I know if I kill anything on this, I'll just replace this guy, because this is all new. I don't know how old this is. This could be 10, 15 years old. I really don't know, but they look like pretty much the same unit. I like how this one's black now. I have a blue cap and like a gray base, which is nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw some grease on this, make sure when it goes in smooth, and then go ahead and make sure these are the same, and we should be good to go. Wow, that was first try. I have never gotten this lucky in my truck. What the hell? That was so much easier. I'm not gonna retime it yet because I know it worked, so I just wanna make sure I get it to start, and then I will undo it and retime it, but I do need to make sure everything works before I jump to the conclusions. I retimed it. Let's see if that works. Everything's plugged in. Why doesn't it run? Alright, so I took the air cleaner off. I'm going to throw some starting fluid in and try to isolate if it's an actual fuel or ignition issue, which I should have done first. But I don't have an inline spark tester, so we just started here. Definitely a feeling issue. It's not opening the injectors or something else is happening, because obviously I fired it up when I put starting fluid in it, and then it just stopped the second I burned it. So I'm not getting fuel, because I guarantee I could spray starting fluid back in it and it'll fire right back up for a split second. So my ignition system seems to be working, which is good. So once I get it to actually start, I can time it. But why out of nowhere? I mean, keep in mind, I drove it to the store. It had a hard time starting when I was at the store. But once it started, it was fine. And then I parked it here and it would not start again. It has yet to start. So I have fuel pressure. I mean, you can hear it up here, but I'm thinking whatever controls our injectors is not doing its job. So start backtracking this harness. Maybe something came unplugged that I just didn't see. So I literally just touched like a couple of the wires underneath the dash, and now it seems like it wants to start. So we'll see if that was all it was. So I know my electronic circuit is working. I have ignition. If I coat that thing in starter fluid, it starts right up. But for whatever reason, my injectors do not seem like they want to fire right now. So I got to go back into the wiring harness and the circuit and figure out what's what and why the hell the damn injectors are not firing right now. I don't get it. Oh, that's just greasy.
He's nicer than I am, because I'd just be taking a cutoff wheel to it. I'd just be going, whoa, just take off all the material, the extra safe.
What'd you say?
Oh yeah, fill that flat disc with rubber.
Hell yeah. See kids, when you get your first project car, the first thing you do is you take a hammer, you put the biggest damn wheels you can find, and make it fit. Yeah, all that stuff on the ground, weight reduction, baby. Alright, so the next thing I tried is I took the EEC power relay out by the computer. This is one under the passenger kick panel. I doubt the camera will pick this up, but inside here, like I said, you guys, I doubt the camera will pick this up, but kind of see it. It's very corroded. I cleaned it already. It was even worse, and the plug's just as bad. So, not only that. Oh.
When you hit the camera, you might be.
Shut up. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like a shaker cup, so it's got a bunch of crap in it. So I'm gonna get a new one of those, just try to bypass that, get that out of the way, and get a new one, see if that fixes it. But the thing is, like, a lot of new stuff, and it still doesn't start, so I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Alright guys, so I've done a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to result to doing what I should have started doing when I picked up one of these. I didn't scan it before because I didn't have one. Otherwise that would have been the first thing I did, but I figured it was something simple. Obviously I was wrong, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug this guy in. I bet this car is going to have 10,000 codes. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, key off, and then key on. I'll let it run through the codes and cycle, and then I'll come back when it actually has all the codes on it. So, alright guys, so I just ran all the codes on the car. It has a bunch, so I'm going to go ahead and put them on the screen for you guys and kind of run through them with you guys real quick. So we have 31, which is canister, EGR, all the smog stuff on this car is deleted. You guys know that. Neutral drive switch, I can start the car. It's the neutral safety switch is bypass. That's why I can start it without putting my foot on the clutch. Thermactor air circuit, I believe that's more smog stuff, like all the air pumps and stuff. That's also all gone. Same with the 84, the EGR control circuit. I'm pretty sure all that stuff's gone. But the other one leaves us with the canister purge circuit and a fuel pump circuit. So there's something wrong in the fuel system circuit. I do have the fuel pump does turn on. I have fuel coming all the way up to the rails, all the way into the Schrader valve, but for whatever reason my fuel injectors are not firing, so that's something I gotta look into. But I remember previously somebody had messed with the wiring going to the fuel pump relay, and it would not turn on, so I had put just a generic 30 amp power in, power out relay, so when the key's on, it has 30 amps power to the fuel pump, which is supplying fuel to the front of the car. I drove it like that for about a month and a half, and now just I'm having an issue. So I'm wondering if some wire came undone or something along those lines is going on, but basically I have to start A to B on the fuel system circuit because something at some point failed. It could be something as simple as I lift the driver's seat up and one of my wires popped off, and I just got to put it back on, but basically something's not allowing the injector to fire, so it's going to take me a little bit to kind of go through all that stuff, so I'm going to look into it. Leave me your comments down below. A lot of you guys are a lot smarter than this than I am, but those are the codes on the screen. If any of you guys can just kind of run through those real quick just so I know, because this is my first time running the codes on the car, that'd be great. I want to make sure I'm right on all those codes and not just me telling you, I'm guessing, so any help is greatly appreciated. But like the video if you did enjoy it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. We're going to work with getting this car started. I think today it's a lot cooler. It's only like 84 out, not 104, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the interior, pull the driver's seat, and just start going A to B on that wiring harness. So should be a fun time, but I'm not looking forward to it. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.